What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Alright, let's see what we can do here. What is that? Astrobate. Astrobate sent me a smiley face. I've got a challenge from Schumacher. Looks like you're... What is that? B-Jack just subscribed to Tier 1. Alright. International Master Sladgie, because life's too short to watch clowns stream chess. 32 months. I thought it would be a funny stream title. For the clowns out there. Okay, what are we doing here? Beep. Yeah, we're playing serious chess here. 7 plus 5. That's almost 2 years. I have bad news for you, bro. Alright, let's go. Oh, man. Alright. I'm going to play e6. Hey, it's Miro. Miro BTW. I just want to say that my stream title is not intended, necessarily at Hans. Just all clowns streaming chess in general. Alright, I just wanted to clarify that. Clowns can take many different forms. Alright, so you played c4. As expected. I didn't think I'd get you to bite. I've got to wake up. I'm trying to wake up. Sorry. I'm trying to wake up. Knight f6, c5 is the way. The way. How's your math? Wow, we had a great game with Setsteg yesterday. Juicebox Wizard is back. He's back, and he's a subscriber. This was the game with Setsteg yesterday. We had Knight e2, which I had never faced before after all these years of playing the English defense. Not one of my main openings, but something I have played. From time to time. Years and years ago, I think I played Queen h4 here over the board. That didn't go so well. This position. He just does it anyway. Like, I never remember what Black's supposed to play in this line. Yeah, I really ought to just look it up and commit it to memory. Well, Queen h4 is definitely one of the moves here. Queen h4, bishop d3. Queen h4, bishop d3, f5, etc. I don't know, maybe I should just develop my knight. A milestone. Tropical trees. This is a tropical tree. My position is a tropical tree. I am not at all brain function very limited this morning. It feels like Schumacher is really awake. What time do you wake up? At 5 in the morning? Jeez, dude. How can a student type person be so awake here? 11:30. Oh, man. I'm gonna castle. I know. It's easier if you just play chess on intuition, like my opponent. And probably in rapid, that's the right way to do it. But I try to calculate. I try to calculate as much as possible. Anyway, guys, good morning. Yeah, you seem fully awake. I'm wasting my time because life is too short to waste your time playing chess. No. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Obviously, I mean, you don't castle and you always play like queen c2 in every position. Again, I'm just gonna be intuitive like you. That's quite a hobby you've got there, collecting rocks. Oh man, what is it? How do you say lychee? Is that right? He's selling medicinal herbs and spices. It can't be any more, you know, I mean, it's not cooler than chess anyway. Lychee. Bishop d2. I pronounced everything wrong by default. I don't know what to do now, basically. What am I going to do now? Guys, just chill with me here, and you can listen to Juicebox talk about plants and herbs while I wake up. I had a coffee already. It didn't seem to have any effect. I'm like more tired than I was before I had my coffee. It's been a hard weekend, and it's still. I could have slept like another 5 hours, I think. What am I gonna do? Queen e8. Now, I'm seriously considering playing knight c6. I mean, that's a weird move in itself. Queen e8. Pawn takes pawn, bishop takes. Pawn takes pawn, bishop takes, bishop takes, queen takes, knight c6, knight g5. Is that an issue? All right. I can't drop h7 with check, right? Dr. Watson, you work with the Department of Agriculture. Wow. That's where you've been all this time. I wonder why you hadn't been visiting the stream much. He's become agricultural. Okay. I wish I had like one more move. My position would probably be not that bad. You can't play openings like this, like the English defense, the Owen defense, really hypermodern stuff without knowing exactly what you're doing. One mistake and I'm in big trouble. And that's why it's better to play sound fundamental openings. I think I told this to Acerbate before when he was playing the Owen defense. The problem with the Nimzovich opening, like b3 or e4 b6, it's like you're just leaving yourself with no room for error. There's just absolutely no room for error here. Margin for error. So he's threatening knight g5, and I was thinking of taking on c3, even though that seems a little weird. Helping his bishop go to c3, but does it help? Well, bishop takes c3 would sack the exchange, so I have to do this anyway. I think the question here is, how bad is my position really? It doesn't look great. Alright, that explains a lot. You have a relative who's an expert. That's interesting. Alright. Knight f5 was the decision I wanted to make. Bishop takes c3, there was no time for that. So we might have to settle for knight to g6. I'm not super thrilled about this. There's also knight f5. Rook f5. So I said I needed one more move. How is he such an expert on playing white in the English defense? If you're rated 2000, you're 1800 in blitz, who the heck is playing English defense with black? I mean, you're lucky if you even get like mainline openings. Other than me, and I know you've played this with me like on occasion a couple of times, but he's literally like crushing me by 3 minutes on the clock, playing a perfect game, and you know, it's like playing goddamn engine here. What does this do? What doesn't it do? Where else would I put my rook? Maybe I should have put it on e8. Wow, I never considered taking my rook off the f-file. It's pretty abstract, but it would have some point, you know. I would be able to play d5. And the fact that he's not castling, which is, by the way, like a little bit of an obsession, dude. You do have a fetish. Schumacher operates heavily on fetishes. Fetish moves. Acerbate does as well. If you play people enough, you recognize like these kind of weird kinks about their game. Like whenever you're white, you have to play queen c2, not castle, and put your bishop on d2. That's a very specific kind of thing that's hard to like play every game with queen c2, bishop d2, not castling, you know, against every conceivable opening. It's not so easy to do that. Like, I know it's coming, but I try to mix it up with different stuff. I'd like to seriously see the CPL on White's play here. We'll check after the game. He hasn't played me in like weeks, and now he plays like a perfect game. At least he's using time. He beat me the last time too. What was that? Oh yeah, I got absolutely crushed. Remember that? Suspicious? Everyone is suspicious around here. I just want to make sure it's possible for him to attack my rook on a5. I want to make that a reality. Plumeria. Time has equalized. I don't know about the position. It's pretty imbalanced. I'm lucky to be alive, honestly. White played the first 17 moves like God. I don't know, trading pieces, is that a good thing? This is definitely a structural improvement. I gotta get my king out of the back, off the back row. Welcome to the back row. I guess it's a draw. Well, it was a draw anyway. Now he's playing to lose. Maybe not. Oh my God. Can't count. Irrational. You are irrational. What? Irrationally trying to win. I've seen this type of thing before. Let's talk about trees. Alright, man. I mean, I don't know. At some point, like, you still had a draw even after I had two connected past pawns. And you still didn't want to draw. Or you just didn't know you had a draw. Or you're trying to win. I don't understand here. I'm winning finally there. Was I winning before that? No, I was never winning. With these killer connected past pawns, I'm never winning. It's insane. Wow. Rookie 2 question mark. Wait, maybe I was. It's not clear. Even this isn't clearly winning. Let's see. Move 38. It's close, but I wasn't convinced. You know, I would have taken the draw at this point. You know, pretty much everywhere until the very end. It's crazy. Man, you played a brilliant game in the beginning. I mean, was there even a single inaccuracy? Still not done analyzing. This can't be repeated anymore. I don't understand why black has such a good score with queen h4. How the heck is that move okay? Wow, it's really okay. f5, knight f3, bishop takes c3 check, king f1. Wait, what? What? Bishop takes c3 check? Now it says white's winning. What's with that evaluation? What is it doing? That's crazy. This is my game against my friend Zhou Fang. 1993. I was white. I think there's a Korchnoi game. I don't know. I thought there was a Korchnoi game with white, but misremembering. Joe played queen h5. I won a brilliant game here in this position. But Joe played a mistake now. He did like 97 and I was better with white. So you're supposed to take on e4. Bishop takes e4. Well, this is better than the game, but not by much. How does this work? Like d5, knight f6? Yeah. So that's one possibility. Well, it's maybe the only possibility. Because the only other possibility is to take unprovoked here. But let's take a look at this now. Wow, they're sacking a pawn with queen takes c3, the computer. Pewter is sacking a pawn. g3, queen g4, f3. Bishop takes f3, knight f3, queen f3. This has never been played in an OTB game in Yufianketa. That's interesting. But it looks defensible for black with 2 knights against 2 bishops. Alright, I need to do my homework there. This is not good what I did, it looks like, in the game 97. Even Shaba played it, and he managed to win with this crap. Man, even Normans and Shaba. Man, these guys amazingly didn't lose to black. I hate my position. Everyone played f5 here right away. f5 right away. I didn't understand that works. That's a thing. Okay. It makes sense. Yeah. And it still sucks for black. Knight f3. Would this transpose? It transposes, right? No. But let's see the game. So knight f3. Bishop d2 is unnecessary. That's your fetish. Oh, you could have played knight c6. I completely missed this. But I have compensation. h4. Queen f6. I just missed this idea altogether. Now this is the move I didn't see. I'm not even sure how it works, honestly. Couldn't you like sacrifice the f2 pawn? Why can't you just do like h5 here? Wow. The only thing that saves me is this. Oh my god. H takes g6, h. This looks like a great position for black, doesn't it? This is the only thing that saves me. Alright, anyway, interesting game, man. That's what I appreciate, at least getting a good game that we can use and learn from. Not like people playing the London system. What do I learn when someone plays the London system against me? Nothing. Snedsteg yesterday had a really interesting game against you. Also interesting is the end game. I don't have time to go over the game, but you know, interesting situation where normally you'd be losing with the 2 connected passed pawns, but your king is so strong that I'm actually having to take a draw there. If you don't irrationally like refuse a draw, essentially. I didn't offer a draw, but I mean, you know, the position is a draw in that last game, in the end game. And I have to be satisfied with that. Yeah, I'm not going to play weird stuff with white. Okay. Couldn't take advantage of my prep. Your prep. You have prep. Prep school. Oh! I've seen this somewhere before. Yeah, I don't have any prep with white. It's funny. Even though I've been playing this with black, I don't expect to see people play it against me. So I'll just do whatever. I don't watch clowns, but I do play like one. You sound like something Uber driver would say, Bill. Welcome, thanks, welcome back, by the way. I was kind of like busy in my simul yesterday when you rescribed. We'll just shorten it to rescribed. Oh my god. That's a really strange move. Why would anyone play d5 here? You just want to be weird. I want to be weird. You want to bring your queen out to d5 and then scoot over here? Alright. Well, whatever. I mean, I have no obligation to take on d5. You can still transpose to a Queen's Indian / Queen's Gambit / Catalan / whatever it is with e6. It's such an interesting, I think if you love chess, it's interesting anyway. Question if it's better to have a Tartakover kind of open bishop or to get this thing out of the way and give up your center to clear the diagonal. Probably depends if white is fianchettoed or not. I guess maintaining the strong point is more important in this position where we're mutually fianchettoed. The pawn on d5 actually sort of shuts down my bishop on g2, whereas in a Tartakover Queen's Gambit, my bishop would be like here on d3, and having that open diagonal is unopposed. I love like just stream of consciousness, chess stream of consciousness. I'm learning a lot about myself by doing this. I had neighbors, they were like hippies from Vermont. They had a summer home where my mom used to live, and I never saw them do it, but she said I met them. They were weird but nice. I never saw them, but they apparently had like a unicycle act they did, like the whole family. 2 girls, a mom and dad. They would do their unicycle act at like county fairs and stuff. Alright, so d takes c4. You could have worse neighbors than hippies on unicycles, I guess. D takes c4. They were nice. D takes c4, queen a4, check. The important thing is people being, good human beings and nice. Check. This is a big fat tempo for me. Man, I had a similar game with someone else, didn't I? Where we talked about like knight e5 and I was worried about the knight going to c6. Somebody said that. In a recent game. Preparation. I don't know, is this a Catalan or a Queen's Gambit? Queen's Indian? The one unicycle family of 5. No, they had that would be a quadro unicycle. By definition, it's hard to have multiple people on one unicycle. Now apparently they had like 4 unicycles, so. Alright. I never witnessed it. They didn't really fit in. They're like ultra liberal hippies. I'm cool with that though. Not any problems. Learning chess, Bisonov. Bisonov's back. Bicycle. Takes me a long time to wake up in the morning, boys and girls, and weekends are hard. I have like a 14-hour poker game on Saturday night, and then I'm like recovering from that when I do the simul on Sunday. And so Monday I'm like totally in recovery mode. Windows recovery mode. I didn't want to bring my knight to c3 to block my queen, but I think at this point my options are starting to be somewhat depleted. I could have played maybe a bishop move, bishop f4, bishop g5. My queen's not in any danger of getting trapped here, but I don't really think white has much of an advantage. You see that move? So let's say, did you play against this I mean, did you play this against me before? Am I just, like, forgetting that? I mean, I literally had an almost the same game against someone. Was it Sunday? Weird. Yeah, it was very similar. Well, I guess I played the same basic. Even A5 was in the game. I guess if I play B3, my queen is so much short of squares. Never. Never. Batman. I got this Batman thing going on. Alright, bishop F4. Can't stop being Batman. It looks like what's his name? Juicebox Wizard? Juicebox Wizard has left the building. Oh man, come on guys, 10 viewers is gonna cut it. We should have 40 viewers on Monday morning. Temporary mole holes. Yeah, it was funny. Like, yesterday Mr. Slow was talking about the fact that the US lost to Germany in basketball. But it must have just happened. I mean, I didn't see it in the news till today. There was really... It's funny how the sports world doesn't care that much about it. But honestly, I mean, the problem with basketball and things like that is that these Olympic teams, world, whatever, it's like amateur sports versus professional sports. No one cares if it's not, the NBA. But it is shocking. We lost to Germany in hockey and basketball in the same 6 months. What's happening? So apparently what happened in the basketball game was that the US team went to sleep at halftime. Typical overconfidence. They went to sleep at halftime, came back, and then allowed a massive run on the German team. Had a massive run in the third quarter. It's a typical situation where you underestimate your opponent, and then by the time you realize you're in trouble, they couldn't dig themselves out of a hole. They got it back to 112, 110 final score. But it's they never should have been in that hole. I'm talking about this in chess all the time. You cannot underestimate your opponents. And no matter how many times I tell myself not to do it, you end up doing it anyway. It's a really dangerous thing, the whole concept of competition and underestimating the opponent. It happens to me mid-game. I'll go into the game really serious. This is my most, challenging opponent in the tournament. I'm going to take it really seriously. And after 17 moves, I'm Mr. Overconfident. It's just amazing how you can shift, so quickly. You go to the competition thinking I'm gonna be careful. I'm gonna be aggressive but controlled. I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be that. And then in the middle of the game, you get a good position and you just start to I'm just gonna win this easily. I'm so overconfident. The mind is a tricky thing. Hey, Esmiro's here. Did you challenge me? By the way, what happened to Hey Esmiro? No challenge? You're eating your breakfast burrito? Nice move, Queen C8. I talked about it with my therapist. I have this thing about polarized moods. I'm either overconfident or not confident enough. And I swing back and forth between these things, and why was I talking about this? Oh yeah, basketball. Yeah, it's how many times can you fall into the same trap? With team sports, it's more complicated. It's not like individual sports where you have only yourself to blame. Fedoro says the problem with basketball is it hurts the joints. Well, unlike like rugby where you just get like brain damage, there was some moron in the Irish Times that made an article that it's better for kids to play rugby than chess. It's like, dude, you have brain damage, obviously, if you think that. Rugby is like insanely brutal. It's almost as bad as American football, but you have like no padding whatsoever. I mean, at least in basketball, you're not getting like brain damage. What I didn't like about basketball, I hated more about soccer, but the running. Endless running. I love doing like laps in the gym or like sprints in the gym at basketball practice. That was fun. I was never so exhausted in my life. But football was worse. Like soccer was worse. At least in basketball, I could like score. In soccer, I never scored, and I just ran up and down the field for no reason, basically. We're a little better here. Yeah, the gym sprints. That was brutal, man. I had a basketball coach, his name was Mr. Hamburger. I'll never forget. He had a Ford Pinto. What do you think about that, Astrobate? The all-time best card? The all-time best car. Like a red Ford Pinto. Mr. Hamburger's car. Basketball, high school, junior high basketball coaches just don't get paid enough. Classic. The Ford Pinto. Weight is just a little bit better. So this is not much, and it's not much time either. Welcome to Tortureville. Reminds me of the game yesterday in my Simul where I threw away all my advantage in the Tartakover in 2 moves, but this is way better. He just never solved his problems. Okay, he's gonna save the pawn. Or is he? Mr. Coffee? Not here. Oh yeah. I get it. I do. How fast can I do this? My God. You found that move. Wow, that works. Holy crap. You got a new Mr. Slow or something. He managed to find a way to defend that pawn. That's crazy. It's like doing magic tricks. Yes, yes. Yeah, what does this do? That's what it does. Damn, dude. Cheapo direct. I didn't realize like how tricky and sneaky he was. He's got the same thing going on with the Mr. Slow like bullet skills. Rook e5. Ooh, I'm lucky I can draw. He's 2,000 in blitz, 1,700 in bullet. How the heck could you be 1,700 in bullet and 2,000 in blitz? I see a lot of this, like people play better when they get low on time. Lately. It's weird. The less time he has, the better he plays. I'm down a pawn? Wow. I didn't realize I was down a pawn. That's funny. It would be good to know that. It would have been good to have known that earlier. I didn't feel like I was down a pawn in that whole like sequence. What's up with Sensei's ratings though? Like seriously, 1,700 bullet, 2,000 in blitz, and you can like play like this? That's crazy. He's right up there with like Schumacher. Mr. Slow, Schumacher. But 2200 Rapido. Such an airhead. I almost played that. I forgot which way I was going. I think I thought I was going the other way. It's unbelievable. Wait, we had another drawn ending where my opponent didn't want to draw, or something to that effect, right? This looks strangely parallel to the first game. Not really, though. I mean, I was a lot better like the early stages of the game. And then he started to outplay me. I don't think I was ever lost here. But I was worse. Let's see if I was ever lost. I don't think so. But nice job in the middle game coming back from clearly worse to save yourself. It's the only game. See, I was thinking about this. Their bishop's on e7. That's the point. Alexyenko lost here. Probably would do the same thing, right? So black really had to grovel. Wow. Rook takes d5. This is probably blitz or something. I have no idea. Oh shit, I was lost. Wow, I was fully lost. I must have missed a tactic at some point. Well, I did. I mean, no, I missed knight c5. I saw it a fraction of a second too late. So it was amazing defense here by black with what looked like a lost position. The first key move was rook d8. Rook d8 is like literally black's only move. Then I just thought I could play f5. Apparently I can. This is okay. Oh wow, you could have taken number. Oh my god. We both hallucinated.
Alright, we both had a weird hallucination there. I had to play d5 right away. But this is a draw. Was I ever lost? Yeah, I had another blunder. Dude, what is going on here? I'm lost here? I lost track of pawns. You see, my problem was that I really thought like we had equal pawns here for some reason. I don't know why. This is probably a draw, though, objectively. Did you have better? There was a better move, apparently. King d6. So you can improve your king and not trade stuff. Now, like, takes. I would think rook g1. And you have rook e7. Oh my gosh. I'm not down a pawn here. I'm just -4. Phew, bro. Sladgie had 11 inaccuracies. 0 mistakes. He doesn't do mistakes. He only does like inaccuracies and blunders. No, me neither. Inaccuracies and blunders. By the way, what's the category for mistakes? How big a like difference in cent upon loss do you have to drop for it to be a mistake? Maybe they need to broaden that category a little bit. It sounds kind of ridiculous that we had 2 blunders, 11 inaccuracies, and no mistakes. Depends on your definition of what a mistake is. I think they're all mistakes. I think we need a new category there. Or maybe there don't need to be like 3 categories. Scattergories. Alright, the d4 didn't really work. Let's try e4. Well, I mean, yeah, the whole measuring of mistakes and stuff is very artificial, but that's all we got. I think, like, in general, someone should come up with a better methodology for evaluating positions than the current. Typical computer eval. There's got to be a better formula. Because, yeah, I mean, for humans, this current system isn't so useful. A lot of times, like, evaluations are based on finding, like, perfect moves or something. I mean, that it's unattainable would be unattainable for a normal average player. If the position hinges on that, then it's not really equal. My point is, like, if you have to play like a sequence of perfect moves for the position to be equal, then it's not really equal. Not in terms of practical human play. This is not the 4 knights game. So bishop d6 is pretty weird. Yeah, what did you play? You played the Berlin defense and you didn't take the pawn. I mean, black has a host of good moves here after knight f6 castles. Knight takes e4, as well as bishop c5. I mean, the Berlin classical is fine. Well, it's good anyway. It's okay. Fine. Okay, good. Yeah, it's something offbeat. I mean, it's not great, but I can maybe play bishop takes c6 and d4, but I don't think so. I don't think it's good. I don't think, Theodoros, that you can refute it tactically or anything like that. Again, it's played in the 4 knights. If I played knight c3 here, we would transpose to a bishop d6 line in the 4 knights. Okay, I do have d4. But ultimately, you know, he can play rook e8. Now what do I do? The computer will probably say like d5 or something. d3, rook e8, knight d2, bluffing. On the surface, maybe this is a problem for black, actually. On the surface, I had a terrible game yesterday where I messed up the move order. I didn't check that. Oh, we should check that. I was lost after like 8 moves as black, 7 moves as black in the Royal Lopez. Because I messed up the move order. Trying to play the Archangels, and I did a weird combination of a6, bishop c5, b5, and suddenly I realized like I'm just totally busted. So if I want to play the Archangel's variation, we have to play like a6, b5, and then either bishop b7 or bishop c5. No castles, or what did I do? What did I do? Knight f6 and bishop c5? I don't remember, I have to look it up. 21 viewers, because life is too short to snort. Drugs. Don't snort drugs. You try to switch up my openings a bit, so I also get those positional games. Dude, you're playing b3 with white. That's like positional by nature. Well, it's supposed to be. I hope you don't think like that's a tactical opening. Although everything could be played in a certain way, I guess. So now if bishop takes c6, d takes c6, I win a piece. But the problem with that theory is he can take back with the d pawn. Now this is probably critical, but the question becomes, how big is my advantage really? And what I've noticed with you, Stensek, I'm like a chess diagnostician. What I've noticed with you is that, and I think I project on people, I like to do chess psychoanalysis. I really should have gotten my like master's in psychology. Then I could market myself as like a trainer, like a psychologist to the chess grandmasters, and write books about chess psychology. But I've really noticed with you this sort of stylistic Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But some other players are even worse. I know who it was. It was someone worse than you. You know, I think it's because you're Scandinavian and I always confuse you guys. I don't always confuse you, but I have joked about it. Yeah, Shaki. Shaki's worse than you. He's really bipolar. He's like switching on and off between like Mr. Solid and super crazy. Another thing he was doing was like playing wild openings, but in a kind of solid way. Play like the Fajarowitz variation. Ops-colored bishops. Pawns should protect pawns. So, how big is my advantage here? That's the question. Badugi. I don't like f3. It like weakens my king side a little. I guess I should play knight to c3. But the problem is, okay, what am I going to do if black plays d5? Well, one problem is play the move and worry about it later. I mean, there's also knight to d2. But again, on d5, what am I going to do? I mean, this seems natural. White has to be better here, but how big is it? I felt like the game yesterday was interesting, though. You know, at first I thought you're just like... I didn't know it was you. And then I thought, okay, it's just a maniac-style game by White, but it was very positionally based. So I don't mean to imply that yesterday's game was too crazy. That was strategically based. But it does feel like sometimes people like, hey, it's Miro, he's not challenging today. It feels like people play in a way where they're like trying to play the craziest move they can think of, or the most unexpected move they can think of. And I suppose against certain opponents that's maybe even optimal. But not to do it all the time, just for the sake of doing it, you know. I think another thing that poker players do, and not so much chess players, I mean, I've seen a lot more references to this in writings about poker than in chess. The whole concept of having like more than one style, you know. I'm sure that there are top chess players who think about it very concretely, but at my level, you know, below the super GM level, I don't think it's really, you know, common and necessary, you know. Now you played conservatively here, d6. I mean, I think after d6, White is definitely better. But there's some logic to it. Structurally, puts his pawn in the right color. d5 is looser. Half price, Sladgie. Fist of Death. Series tournament prep course? Oh man. That's not a real thing, is it? I hope you're joking. Can always hope. One can always hope. It's so gross that Sladgie's going to be at the World Senior. Well, I won't talk to him or anything. I mean, I don't even know him. We played once like 20 years ago. It's more than that now. It's really weird. I played Sladgie in like 1996. 1995 or 1996. 1996. It seemed like yesterday. It's true that time goes faster as you get older. Or is it the perception of time getting faster as you get older? There is a perception. Queen e7, wow. Hey, that's a nice bass you got there. Would you like a pawn? Jeez. No sense in playing queen d4. Is that a real thing, Asterbate, or are you just joking? Someone mentioned the fact that Sladgie came out with the Queen's Gambit Accepted book yesterday, which, you know, I would never buy because, you know, obviously he's dubious, but I would never buy it for political reasons, just political reasons, but he is a Queen's Gambit Accepted, lifetime Queen's Gambit Accepted player, and there's not that many of them around, you know. I was surprised when Max didn't play the Queen's Gambit Accepted against me, but I guess he was playing for a win, You know, I mean, you know, it's hard to play the Queen's Gambit Accepted. And you can't play it every game. I mean, you can play it for a win, obviously, but he played the King's Indian against me. That was back in the days when I didn't really have... I wasn't sure what I should do against the King's Indian. I had played classical stuff. This is outrageous. Like, why am I behind in development here? I'm not even going to start talking about learning chess. I don't want to know. I'd like to know who he is, but there's something really weird about his play. We don't go there. Speaking of learning chess, don't joke about stuff like that. He didn't even take the pawn after all that. That's unbelievable. I don't know what to do. That's not a funny joke, man. Oh, you mean in your next bullet? Your next Chess.com bullet tournament? Hey, Smiro? I think you should go with the Latvian. Stafford is a big mistake, man. In all time controls. If this is some sort of half-serious question, there's no question you should learn the Latvian. You know, it's like even if the London system is a good opening, you shouldn't play it. Because everybody expects it all the time. Don't play openings that everyone is preparing for because they're trendy. I've always tried to play like non-trendy things. It should be obvious, you know? I mean, you don't want to be the last one on the bandwagon. Okay, you weren't serious, but there are people who might think you were. Latvian is a good opening for blitz. And that's about it. I suppose like a real pro could carry it over to maybe rapid time control. Fast rapid, but I wouldn't trust the Latvian in game 45, for example. Man, I keep hallucinating. Oh my god. Dude, the elephant. The elephant is actually better than Latvian. Little known fact. I don't know what the cow is, but it sounds good. It sounds delicious. Or as one player in a tournament I played said, horrible, terrible, delicious. The number one reason to play the Stafford is that it sucks. The number to not play the Stafford is that it sucks. The number two reason is because it sucks and everyone knows it because of this like stupid YouTube Rosen crap, you know? Rosen crap and Guildenstern. The only thing worse than a bad opening is a bad opening that's popular. Put it in the quote bot, Asterbay. Penguin Kute. Thanks for calling me king rather than sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay. Hot dog. Alright. Bisonov, Hayes Miro, and Ibrahim. Yes, sir. No, sir. Hot dog. Maybe. Okay. Is that Apu from The Simpsons? Apu's been cancelled. But I can still do it. I can do anything. Alright, Bisonov. We played e4, d4. By the way, that was another really strange game by Learning Chess. The one thing I'm learning by playing Learning Chess is that there's something really weird about them. Their game is very hard to pin down. And they have an unbelievable bad score against me that I don't understand. Okay, now here we have a problem. Because knight f3, there's just nothing to do after bishop g4. You might as well just pack it up, dude. White's best move was knight f3, but after bishop g4, there's just literally no way to play for a win. I looked at takes, queen b3, bishop g4, not bishop g4, let's see, yeah, bishop g4, cd5, knight d5, queen b3, bishop takes f3, g takes f3. Oh, so instead of queen b3, I can play bishop b5. I looked at that. That's nothing. So there's nothing left. I have to do bishop g5. This is the only move that white can play. Therefore, sallow floor. We talked about this a lot. There's a game in... You know what's weird? I'm looking at my bookshelf. You guys just made me remember something. I want to check my bookshelf for a second. I'm just looking for 100 selected games. Something funny going on around here. Because I just realized I haven't seen that book in forever. Maybe I don't have it here. That's really strange. I was certain that I brought a copy of Bufnik's 100 Selected Games to Budapest at some point, but it's not there. And maybe I didn't. Maybe I just hallucinated. It's a good book, and I have to have a copy of it. Yeah, there's like D5. The wall is taller than a door. Will. Oh, these are like... I'm not taller than a door. That's a weird perspective. Yeah, the webcam for this computer is bizarre. What is the webcam doing, like, down on the bottom? It's extremely strange. Now that's a new one. Wow. Cutting edge. But anyways, Bisonov hasn't been here. He's been home preparing. But I'm not buying this. Like, there's no way I'm taking on f6. I love my dark square bishop too much, and I also don't want to help you develop. So now we have a legitimate question. It seems to me that I can play bishop takes c4, give you the dark square bishop. After telling you how much I love my dark square bishop, But there's like e5, which is a problem as well. I love my dark square bishop. Yeah, I don't have to give it up. You can also play e6 though. I love you, dark square bishop. e5 is a move, and I would probably take on c4 if you did that. But it's possible to take on e5 as well. Yeah, I was just thinking about it a while back, like a few seconds ago. Like long in the past, just a few seconds ago. Castle's queenside just occurred to me. Now we're rocking and rolling. Well, I mean, I didn't study this variation properly. I never played d takes c with black, but it has a good pedigree. When Floor or whoever it wasn't Floor, by the way. Somebody lost with that line against Botvinnik in 100 selected games. I can't remember which game it was, but I think it was a weaker player. They didn't play the line well. And I don't think objectively the panel Botvinnik offers White an advantage necessarily, but you know, it's playable and it's leading to more open positions than most Caro-Kann's. Am I playing the right thing here? How do you feel about knight b5? Is that a threat? Not really. I doubt this is dangerous. I bet black is okay here. I would be almost sure. You're up a pawn. I should win the pawn back and the game will be equal. I mean, it's not a true pawn sacrifice. The c4 pawn is unlikely to be protected, though it could happen. Like take, bishop e6. You know, the c pawn is protected by the bishop on e6. Other options, you could just develop your bishop, like bishop e4. Now you can't move your bishop without dropping g7, but it doesn't matter. Particularly if I try to get the pawn back. Okay, this is getting kind of weird. I might not get my pawn back. It's a little bit late to be worried about that. My plan was to play bishop takes c4 and then okay, we'll do it. I mean, this was the plan. Stick to the plan. What I'm worried about is the c file, obviously. Not castling queenside that often in the queen pawn games, and I just realized there's another issue here. Nothing special. Just queen g5 check. It's not the most principled move in the world, but I totally overlooked it. And if you prepared this at home, if you're at home watching from home, you might want to shield your children's eyes from seeing what happens to me next. This could get ultra violent. I don't like my king here. Not recommended for viewers under the age of 15. Move 11 for black was interesting. Right. Well, he thought a long time, and the standard sort of move is like pawn takes. But if he does pawn takes, I have bishop takes c4. And that's really why I missed queen g5, because I was expecting pawn takes. This allows for queen g5. Check. f4 doesn't do anything, so I have to play king b1. Possibly rook d2, but... Oh, he has knight takes c3 check. Queen takes c3. He's up a pawn. My queen will patrol this diagonal, though. Yeah, it's like... It's that movie where you can't make a sound. Where those like weird alien monsters will get you. The whole concept of queen g5 is artificial, though. It's an artificial construction. I like bishop d7, rook d7, personally. B takes c3. Move 11. It's too early for move 11, or too late. I'm not sure which one. He definitely has sleep issues and doesn't join us for the morning streams. He made an appearance yesterday. Yeah, he bailed on the New Jersey Open. He played 2 games, Mr. Coffee. New Jersey Open was kind of sad. I'm glad you got a decent tournament out of it, Mr. Coffee. So here's a creative move. Oh my god. Well, nothing could possibly go wrong there, right? You're covering b5. Choo. Choo choo. But your queen. The queen. Okay, I attack queen. I mean, knight f3. We have a lot of compensation. I mean, a really good development. Black is in trouble, no? Yeah, this doesn't work right. Doesn't it? I mean, queen c5. Are you okay here? Are you sure? This is okay for black? Queen c5. Attacking the c4 bishop. And if queen takes g7, you just take my bishop. What could possibly go wrong there? Dusting and flying. Well, that's what witches do. They have the broom and they can like sweep and dust and then use the broom to fly around on. Question if you had to take with queen here. Oh. Well, I expected queen c5 there. Well, I mean, I like it. I just like it. B takes C is like horrible for my structure. I didn't even consider it. Well, alright. That's a no-brainer. Where where's the tricky mate not existing? The tricky mate that's not existing. There's also still a check here. Don't forget. And I don't really want to trade queens. Probably best to play, I don't know, something else, but he's having trouble getting his pieces out, and I have like crushing control of the center. Control of the center here is kind of brutal. The squares. How's our Sladgie square? Sladgie square, not great. But brutal position for us. Unbelievable. Man, do you have knight f4? You really can do knight f4 here? Wow. Okay. I'll just live with it. It's only temporary. You're allowed to like kind of centralize one of your pieces. Phew, this looks bad for black. And that's why you never put your pieces outside the pawn chain. But I still think that black had a good opening. Let's take a look. Where it went wrong, like queen g5, he got tempted into this. So d takes c4, bishop takes c4 is the main move. This is some sort of gambit. I've like almost always played, I think I've always played this d5. No, I have two knight f3s. Huh. We have played Bozos before. I have a rather good score in this variation. Yeah, you got a draw last year. There was a draw last year. Probably in the same line with Push. So Push is, again, 100 master games. I mean, 100 selected games. Oddly, I played other moves there. Okay, knight f3. Yeah, I mean, it's a move. So h6 you played before. Okay. Let's see the opening explorer. It is the main line. Okay. Yeah, so in the Botvinnik game, it was knight d3 check. I mean, this is known. Best move for black. Now the question is, what should white do? I didn't know. Clearly queen takes c5 is lame, I think. I don't want to give up my dark square bishop. So, yeah, bishop f4. And this is my first time playing this. It's possible to take the knight, but I felt the tension is more important here. Wow, so most players take on c4, but again, I mean, I'm trying to be consistent. I feel the dark square bishop is a really important piece. So this was just intuitive, but it has a bad score. Anand Ser won 1992, and e5 is the move. I bet Yasser didn't do that. So there's really very little practice here. Yeah, so bishop g3, the problem is e5. And taking the pawn just isn't dangerous. I would have taken this probably. And then it's just like a weird Chigorin. I don't think that white has anything. Castling queenside is sort of dangerous for white. Okay, so this is actually a mistake. It's a good line. I'm supposed to play this, give you the bishop. And once I give you the bishop, your position is okay. Timofeyev versus Dreyev, 2004. Only one game with the engine move. A lot of games with G5. So you have a lot of different options here. It looks like Queen B6 is also a move. Black's okay in all lines, it looks like. You have to be dynamic though, and the key to the position is the dark square bishop and the dark squares. Yeah, it's a question about what I'm supposed to do, what I'm gonna do, you know. Maybe I should play like c takes d5 or something. Then what do I do? If I can't play knight f3, I don't know how to play the Panov anymore. I mean, after knight f3, white has nothing. It's like bishop g4, offer a draw. I told you guys the last round of the US Amateur Championship, I was like black in this position against Edgar McCormick in 1990, and I had to beat him to be US Amateur Champion. But beating him isn't a question. It's either a draw or it's a draw. There's no way for either side to win this position. It's a total draw. It's like 60% draws. It's a big problem for the Panov attack. If my best move is bishop g5 and you play this, I guess I have to play, well, maybe the moral of the story is that I have to do bishop takes c4 or knight f3 as I've played before. If I have to play this and you do h6 anyway, I play bishop h4. Alright, I'll try this next time, I guess. It doesn't look like this variation is good enough for me. Queen b6 is good. It's another good move. But let's see, after d5, you know, he makes a mistake here. He even knew it. He's like, I should play e6. I mean, I should play e5. So after e6, there's a game where the guy Swapnil was black. Take Shiren, who's a Mongolian who lives in the United States, who's very solid, plays the Caro-Kann. And takes d5. Wow, bishop b4. So anyway, let's see. Oh, we're following the game. So queen g5 is just bad. I have f4, unbelievable. Wow, f4 just wins by force. Oh my god. It just wins by force. Check. Oops. Now the thing is, after king to e7, now where is our forced win? See, my problem is that, like, in a lot of variations, this is hanging. So if I play king b1 here, I'm, like, lost. You have to find the move rook d2. I wouldn't find that in a blitz game. Yeah, I wouldn't find it. Wait, where's Hayes Miro? We missed you again? He's gone. Past lives, lost love. It's one of my lost loves. I don't have too many lost loves in Turkey. Maybe one. But it wasn't from a past life. Well, sort of. Alright. No, I don't really have any lost loves from Turkey. There was one really sweet and beautiful girl who I knew, but we were never involved. Bishop b4. The Nimzo. No, it's the Caro-Kann. Alright, let's do it. Let's just do e3. Past loves, lost lives. Oh, he wanted 4c5. Mr. Coffee wanted 4c5. It's fine. It's an Imzo. It could transpose the Karkan. We can have another Panov. Yeah. Parov. There I go again. Totally dementia. But I thought you had a different account, Penguin. This is a new account? Why did I think you had a different account? Or maybe we just never played. I said Parov. I Monday mornings are rough, man. Every morning is rough, but the Monday mornings is the worst. Sunday mornings don't exist because I just sleep through it. 1971. I don't remember that one. You watch Clowns for Breakfast. Nothing wrong with a good clown now and then. Oh, right. Bel Kikuti. Right, okay. Right. Okay, that's why. I was right. There was another account. I'm going to go to Turkey for the first time in November. But only as a layover. I had to fly to... I should have flown like Wizz Air or something, or Ryanair. But I decided to book like a normal airline to the World Senior. And I guess because of Ryanair, like there are almost no quote unquote like normal airline flights out of Sicily. Like my only option to get back to Budapest is to fly from Sicily to Istanbul, which is totally out of the way. I'm gonna go like out of my way after the World Senior, like basically like 9 hours. I have to lose like 9 hours because I don't trust Ryanair and Wizz Air. But I was talking to somebody today who said, I know Mr. Huffy's in the United States. A lot of you guys are in the United States, but in Europe, the Ryanair is... I missed a donation. What? Bisonov tip $10. Pay attention to the game. Repunch. Bisonov tip $10. We're up to 1137.89. My rating is going up. Raising my rating. Penguin Kuti just subscribed to tier 1. So I'm just saying I've never been to Asia, you know, and Turkey's like the gateway to Asia. And it's kind of like a funny, I'm just gonna like have a connecting flight in Istanbul, but it's just, at least I can say I've been to Turkey. It's pretty scary though. Ryanair is just constantly in the news about all kinds of crap, you know. I mean, I'm just skeptical of them. It's hard, they're so cheap, it's hard to believe that their airplanes are like properly maintained and stuff. These like budget airlines a little bit scare me. You just don't want to cut corners when it comes to like airline safety. People were protesting. Did you guys see how they were protesting Ryanair? They threw pies in the face of the guy who's like the owner. So I'm gonna fly Austrian Airlines to Sicily and then fly out with with Turkish Airlines. It's unbelievable. Like, the normal airlines didn't have any flights out on the day I need to go home. Ripunj Bansal is suddenly like, he's a mainline Nimzo Pro. Nimzo Pro. Yeah, I basically never play the mainline Nimzo with white. BC7 looks like a good move. I believe that's probably something I faced 35 years ago. My best friend was a huge Nimzo fan, so we had, in the old days when I was just a baby, I used to play the E3 Nimzos. Oh, Turkish Airlines, people are not happy with them. They've grown a lot, and maybe like most things, most companies, when they grow, they get worse. Corruption. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I've been tempted to take Turkish Airlines, but I never knew for sure how good they were, so now we're going to find out. There was a time they were offering the cheapest flights overseas. Atlantic, Boston to Budapest and stuff like that, before the pandemic. Or even, I don't remember, in 2019. I had never flown on Turkish Airlines, so I wasn't sure about it. I usually would fly like Lufthansa. So I was like, nah, but they are a lot cheaper. They had better fares than most airlines. I don't know about now. Nimzo fans only. Yeah, I mean, traditionally, Lufthansa was good. I've always been, it's the one airline I've been the most consistently satisfied by. Although, like, if you ever fly, it doesn't matter what airline you fly out of Budapest, because they're always, like, delayed. The flights from the Budapest Ferihegy, from the airport, are often delayed. It's not necessarily the airline's fault. Actually, they're selling. The government, Hungary's government, is trying to buy. This is like current news right now, up to date. The Hungarian government wants to buy the Hungarian airport, Budapest airport, back from some Asian investors who bought it. And it's a big deal right now. They're trying to force the owners of, strong arm them into like selling it back to the state. That was sold privately back in like 2010, or I don't know. I guess the last administration before Orban agreed to let it be privatized. But it's a huge, huge deal. We're talking like billions of dollars. I don't know how many $1 billion it takes to buy an airport, but there was an article I was reading yesterday that airfare prices here will go up a lot if the state takes over the airport. What am I doing? I think H3 was inappropriate. That's inappropriate, young man. H3 was inappropriate. Yeah. Well, Lufthansa isn't cheap. it was never like a budget airline. I mean, it's like a premium airline. It's not like a luxury airline like Emirates or something, but it was like it's a standard premium quality airline. I've flown a lot with British Airways, Air France. I have been disappointed by British Airways and Air France a lot, so I switched to like Lufthansa. I don't really like American airlines particularly. From my perspective, Lufthansa has been the one that has the most. Oh, actually, okay, Swiss Air is good. They're expensive. And my best experiences have been with Virgin Atlantic, probably, but they're expensive as well. I mean, Swiss and Virgin Atlantic are very good, but they're also always generally more expensive. That's our airline review for today. Yeah, I would have flown Swiss to Sicily, but I couldn't find a good connecting flight, or time didn't work well. I think there was a flight at like 6 in the morning or something. I love waking up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to take a 6 o'clock flight. I can't tell you guys how much. If I had just found a direct flight, I should have just done Ryanair. So what if it crashes and they don't maintain their airplanes? At least I saved money. Air travel is the place to cut corners. GM Smurfette. If there's one place where I'm going to cut corners, it's going to be the airline. But anyways, how's my Nimzo doing? Oh, I'm going to regret this. One bad bishop and one good bishop versus one bad bishop and one knight. The knight that's on the wrong track. Are you going to triple eyes? Oh no. So he has 3 minutes since he's blitzing me now. I'm going to regret this. We're going to live to regret this. I want an exchange. Haha. No. Nice try, though. Dark square bishop. I honestly don't know whether to trade queens or not. Black played well, though. I mean, I think until a point you were playing well, and then you played too fast, and you didn't maximize your potential here. Now Black kind of drifted. I mean, now I don't know about this position, but I'm definitely not worse. Let's just put it that way. It's a question of whether I'm winning or not. Winning is a strong word. One good bishop versus two bad bishops. Exactly. That's the idea. I'm gonna just do like airline pilots, holding pattern. We're in a holding pattern right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you like to just sit back and have a drink and relax, we'll be landing within the next half an hour. There'll be a complimentary beverage service. Oh, and another reassuring thing about airline safety. There was a study done recently that implied that far, 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 far more than the number that are reported of airline pilots have like health issues that they don't like reveal or something like that. So that's reassuring. Airline pilot health issues that should be reported are underreported. So that's good to know. Captain Sladgie. We'll have a free beverage service on the house. I would get fired on like my first day. Giving away free drinks. Domino's on the tarmac. Alexa, can you order Domino's to be delivered to the tarmac? We've got some hungry passengers on here. Have you ever been served by a male air hostess? Yes. I'm always like convinced that they're like secret air marshals that are just there to like take me out if I try to hijack an airplane. Nice move you got there. Damn it. Now I have to do it all over again. Look at the time, it's equalizing. Yep. How am I going to win this game? Damn it. It looks like he's not cracking. Not cracking. We might have to activate another portal to another dimension. He's not cracking. God damn it. Uh-oh. Crack. Do you guys hear that crack? If you guys heard any cracking sound in the back there, that's alright. Don't worry about that. We're fine. Everything's fine. The little bit of hull fracture, just don't sweat it. We'll have another free drink service. That cracking sound you hear is nothing to be concerned about. There was a minor crack there. Don't I don't want like Ripunj developing any like submersibles or anything soon. Promise you're not going to be developing any new submersibles in the near future. Repunch Bonsal. How's your structural integrity doing? I mean, clearly sacking the exchange is an option here. There's really no reason to force the issue, though. I think. Personally. And it's much more fun to, like, play with our food anyway. You heard another sound. That's not the hull cracking. That was just the captain, you know, stretching his legs. That's not hull integrity here breaking up. Poor Repunch, you know, he has talent. Boom. But he gets too wrapped up in the playing for time thing. Alright. Yeah, you were holding. Alright, guys, that's it. I gotta go. I don't know what happened unless we have Hey It's Miro. Past lives. Alright, we'll play. Whatever happened to Hey It's Miro, though? I gotta go after this game, though. This is absolutely my last game. Alright, no. I don't know what happened to Hey It's Miro. We didn't play him, right? He wrote a message. Oh, he had to go. Alright, thank you for relaying. Cracky. Knight c5 is possible, right? I played that before. Okay, this is a very rare line. Now that is probably just unsound. Somewhat unsound. Should be back soon. Back soon. The captain is in. It's basically a bodler. Your basic bodler. Yeah, the theme of today was get an equal position and then flag people and like just watch them melt down and draw on rook endings. That's all we did today. Achieve no advantage and somehow watch my opponent melt down. I got less hair, but still nice and hot retro hairstyle. No, I need a haircut. I literally live upstairs from like a whole bunch of like hairstylists. Okay. My dad's joke was that he always didn't have time to go to the bathroom. I don't even have time to go to the bathroom. I need to get a haircut. Dude. What's with the beard thing? Everybody's doing the beard thing now. It's like a Andrew Tate inspired thing. Why don't I get bald? I am bald. I'm just a very gradual. Some people bald very early. I don't know, man. I don't want to be bald. I don't like how it looks. But some people like it. Embrace it. Like Maurice Ashley looks like the Conehead from... Maurice Ashley like literally looks like one of the Coneheads from Saturday Night Live or whatever. It just doesn't look good. Some people look good bald and some people don't. Well, I mean, if you knew him before he didn't have hair, then it wouldn't bother you so much. But what bothers me is that I knew Maurice and he had kind of normal hair. I don't understand. Normal, like, African American hair. I don't understand what happened to it. He wasn't, like, super balding either. In what I remember, I don't remember noticing him being... he just likes the look, I guess. It's more macho or something. But everybody has the Andrew Tate, like, bald with a big beard these days. It's like playing the what do you call it? The Rose and Gambit. They play the Rose and Gambit, and they're like bald. I'm surprised like Rosen isn't bald with a beard. I hate like the bandwagon, people who all do the same thing because it's the fashion. I stand at the window, watch people walking up and down the street, and like half of them are like bald with big beards. It's really weird. The worst is like going to the poker club. It's like a bald convention. It bothers me. It's just not natural. Not everyone should be bald. I feel like I'm at a bald convention, like at Vegas or something. The first problem is there's not enough women, and it feels very imbalanced already. Chess tournaments are similar, but just not everyone is bald. It's like a Kojak convention. You know how they have Elvis conventions? Kojak convention. Yeah, there's not enough bald women. That's the problem, exactly. And they're just too shamed. Bald women are beautiful. No shaming. But the whole macho thing about the gold chains and, that's big here. It's pretty big here in Hungary. Sort of gold chains, bald, beard. There's one guy who's basically like at the poker club. He's this Roma guy. He basically is Mr. T, except he's not African American. It's unbelievable. He's probably young enough that he doesn't even know who Mr. T is, but he is Mr. T. He has like so much gold on that it's like weighing him down. I don't know how he even like walks around with it. What was that? Do you remember that parody movie that had Mr. Coffee? Where over gold, people were like suffering from being over gold, and it was like a serious condition. This guy is like, they save money on haircuts so they can buy more gold. I prefer silver anyway. I just like making fun of people. People are funny looking. It's just when people become memes of their look, you know what I mean? I don't have any gold. I mean, this guy has like several bankrolls on. He probably takes on one level when he like runs low on cash or something. he can like just take a pound of gold off and like cash it in at the casino desk. It's easier that way. Doesn't need to go to the bank. If you run out of money. Oh, I'm not gonna visit. Greetings from Istanbul. Istanbul is just I have to fly back through Istanbul. And I just mentioned it because oddly enough, I've never been to Asia, and I know a lot of people consider Turkey, of course, as part of Europe, but it's basically the gateway to Asia. That'll be the closest I've ever been to Asia. All right, Queen F6. We've got a good position, but I have a layover in Istanbul. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll even have enough time that I can actually leave the airport and check out the city a little bit. I don't remember. I think I have like 4 or 5 hours, a pretty chunky amount of time. I don't like to do that because you never know if you like miss your flight somehow. Generally, I don't like to leave the airport during a layover, wherever I am, anywhere. But it would be something to consider. I have to fly to Sicily in October, and the only flight I could get back was Palermo, Istanbul, Budapest with Turkish Airlines. Okay, I was going to take on F4, then I realized he can take here. The hottest air hostesses. That's not PC, Ripunj. Which airline has the hottest air hosts? Would be more politically correct. It's pronounced air hosts. Alright. We have a nasty surprise. Very deep, bishop c3. In Air India, there's retirement age of 60. I remember Air India used to sponsor some chess players or something. You guys are good with that. You have a lot of companies that sponsor things. Yeah, say hi to Uncle Joe for me, if you see him. I haven't had any dreams about playing poker with Joe Biden lately. Last year I had this dream that I played poker with Joe Biden, and he just he just stacked me. That was funny. Air India is owned by Tata? Okay, I didn't know if it was state-owned or what. Man, this is not good. Right, no, Tata is, of course. I thought, my old friend, used to work for Air India. He's not from your state. Alright guys, that wasn't pretty. Steel Tata. So knight c5, you have to respond to this. You can't ignore this move. Is knight e5 the best move, by the way? Apparently not, because no one plays it. I'd like people to take on f2. Oddly, it's kind of unbelievable that this is actually black's best move and neither player did that in the over the board games. This is totally interesting position. Pawn sack. I mean, it's great for a computer, but I wouldn't want to play it with black. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. We'll be back. Good games today. Lots of interesting drawn games. I will see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Bye. Bye. Tuesday tournament, don't forget. We have a Tuesday tournament coming up tomorrow. I'll send details to our team members. Thanks, Snedsteak. Thanks, Mr. Coffee. Thanks, Bill, for the donation today. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.